Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today I am filming a first impressions. This is my second first impressions and I have a few different goodies to play with today. I have some more like skincare like items, and then I also have this is from Huda Beauty. This is the Emerald Obsessions eyeshadow palette. I think she released 5 or 6 of these and I want them all. They're all really beautiful. And then I also have some lashes that I want to use and then a couple new setting powders. So let's go ahead and get started. I did go ahead and I did my brows off camera, and then I also just primed my lids. Okay, so to get started, this is the Huda Beauty Emerald Obsessions eyeshadow palette. I have this in the mauve color, and I got that last year right before we went on our honeymoon, and that's what I exclusively used on our honeymoon, and I felt it was great. Like, I could use it for different looks, even though it was really just one color story. So this is the same thing. And let's take a look. It's so pretty. I love these colors. I thought it was perfect for fall. I also want to pick up, there's like a warm tone copper one. I'm always drawn to those colors, even though that's kind of what like every other palette looks like. There's also a blue one, and I'm not typically into blues, but I thought it would be fun to add to my collection. So this one is what we're going to play with today. So first thing I'm going to start with is this light green shade in here, and I'm going to use that for my transition. This does come with a mirror, which is really helpful. I'm going to go ahead and peel that off. And I'm going to start in the outer part of my eye and adding that in. Now I wasn't sure with this what the fallout was going to be like, so I did leave the rest of my face bare. I'll go ahead and I'll do the rest of my base after this. Again, I don't have anything new with my foundation routine or my concealer, so that I'm going to probably do off camera as well. And I'm just building this up. It's a really pretty like mint pastel. I'm just blending that out all over, not being too exact with it because I am going to go ahead and clean up these edges when I'm done. I have nowhere to go today, so I'm literally just doing this for the camera. I do have a lot to do today though. After this, I kind of set this aside for a creative day, so I'm going to be working on some YouTube stuff, of course, and then I'm also going to be working on my October bullet journal. If you guys don't know what that is, that's just like a very detailed way of making your own planner, but it's a really fun way for me to like add some creativity into my life. And I'm such an organized person, so it's nice for me because I can create my own kind of layout and how I want to plan and schedule my life. If you guys want to see how I do my bullet journaling, let me know, because that would be a fun like extra outside of makeup kind of video to film. Next up, I'm going to do this kind of darker green color, and I'm going to just put that into my crease and work it up. And this is looking very, I'd say aqua, not looking so green. So if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, you probably don't know, but next week I'm going to be doing a contest, and I will give all the rules, the dates, and that kind of stuff for that next week. It won't be that hard, but hint hint, you need to be subscribed in order to enter the contest, or to qualify rather, but I will give more details on that below. It does include something with the Too Faced Gingerbread Spice eyeshadow palette. I picked 2 of them up, so one for me and one for you, possibly. I haven't even opened it up yet to know if it smells like gingerbread. I should probably do that after this video. If you guys didn't know though, I didn't know this before having my own channel. When you sign up for YouTube, you are automatically listed as private. So any subscriptions that you do or that you have, you can't see. So I can't see most of my subscribers unless you've hit that toggle and made yourself public. So you need to do that too in order for people like myself to be able to see that you've entered and that you subscribe. I'm kind of annoyed by it because I was private for a long time and I have entered so many contests by like commenting on people's page and stuff like that, and I didn't even know that was a thing. So I am having to build this up quite a bit, but I don't really mind that. I like, especially for like brighter colors like this, it's a little bit more forgiving. There is like a cool brown, and I'd say it's like a medium tone down here, but I think I do want to keep this whole look very green. So I'm not going to use that today. Maybe I will use it along my lash line, but if I don't, just know that it's in there. I think that's really nice. I like to have just like one neutral shade in a palette, so I think I'm happy they included that in there. I'm going to take some of this deeper color. It's like a darker forest kind of brown, and I'm going to put that on the outer part of my crease just a little bit. I just want a little bit of depth, and I'm also going to put it on my lid as well, just on the outer portion. And I am starting to get a little bit of fallout. Like I said, that's the reason why I didn't do my base first. And the same thing on the other eye. Just to give it a little bit of extra dimension, I'm going to stamp that on the outer part. You can see how much of a difference that makes. Next up, I'm going to go into the lightest shade, which is this yellow shade, and I'm going to put that on the inner part of my lid, and I'm going to try to do that with my finger as well. It was really nice about a week ago. I decided to get rid of acrylics because I've had them for about a year now, and I just thought it was time. And I can do so much more with my fingers now than I could before. And I'm just working that on to my lid. That's a really pretty color. It's very vivid. Okay, because these are working so well with just my fingertips, I think I'm gonna go in with like this bright pastel kind of green just on the center of my lid with my finger. This looks like it's a little bit more glittery than the other shades. If it doesn't work, I'll add it with some Fix Plus. So this is a little bit more foiled, a lot more glitter. That's beautiful. I love this palette so far. I can't get over this yellow. It took no effort at all. Okay, before I go in and do my base, like I said, I'm going to do that off of camera because there's nothing new there. I have a couple more like skincare type items that I want to try out. This one is from Winky Luxe, and it's the Matcha Lip Balm. My first impression of this, honestly, when it came in the mail is, damn, that's small. It is just a lot smaller than your traditional lip balm. It looks like a little pill though. It's kind of cute packaging. Let's see what it's like. It has a really slight green tea taste. I'd say not even green tea, like a green tea latte. It's almost got like a creaminess to it, or a vanilla. The next two items I have are more like skincare. These are from Milk Makeup. And if you guys saw, I had purchased that Besties, Meet the Besties set is what it was called. So these are just little mini sizes. First one I'm going to try out is the Watermelon Brightening Serum. I'm assuming this is going to smell pretty good. They all have this little plastic topper on them. There we go. And I'm just going to apply that all over. It's just gliding on. It's kind of melting into my skin. I'm getting like the faintest hint of watermelon, but it's really light. Nothing like the Glow Recipe one where it's like all watermelon. And then this is just kind of like, I don't know, it's hard to spread around a little. It's strange, it kind of just stuck wherever it was. But whatever, we're gonna go in with this Blur Stick next. Again, it has that little topper I have to take off. And I'm just gonna put that on my areas that need that blur. It kind of sounds like sandpaper. This has more of a scent than the other one, which is weird. All right, I'm just gonna take this on my fingers and see what I can do with it there. Okay, I'm getting a lot more product by doing it that way. So moving on, I'm gonna go ahead and put my base on. I'm gonna be using the Mercier Flawless Fusion foundation, and then I'm also gonna use some Tarte Shape Tape, but I will be back very quickly because one of the new items I have to try out is a setting powder. And I'm back. I quickly want to go in with this next product before this concealer creases. This is going to be the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. And I did just purchase this in a travel size version. The large one is $48, so I wanted to test it out first. Plus, as I've mentioned before, we're about to go away, so I thought having a travel size would be good. Get it out of this container. It's like a race to beat the clock. This powder is super fine. And I am going to just set my nose and then also just that smile line area. Next up, I'm going to go in with the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. This is not new to me, but I have been enjoying it. I've been using this instead of using like a contour cream or powder, just for a little bit of color on my cheeks. And then next up, I put this combo on yesterday, the Butter Bronzer with this Becca blush, and I thought it was gorgeous. This is called Blush Copper. And for a blush, you're probably like, wow, that's way too dark for you. I just put the tiniest bit on, and I actually find that doing it with a dense brush is a little bit better for me because I'm able to pick up just the tiniest bit of pigment and work it on to the areas that I want it. Just so you guys can see, it makes a beautiful lid color as well. Dealing with this cap and the amount of, or the small amount of powder that comes out of it makes me wish I would have waited and purchased the full size. I'm also going to take some of that powder and I'm just going to put it along my line here just to cut out and emphasize some of that pigment that I put on. And while that's doing its thing, I'm gonna go ahead and I will add just a little bit of eyeliner. And then I also am thinking that I'm gonna go ahead and put these false lashes on. This is from House of Lashes times Sephora, and then these are in the type Valentina. So I added those false lashes. So far they feel okay. One is not cooperating with me, it's misbehaving a little bit. I feel like there's always one that does that. I am great at putting false lashes on other people, like it takes me 2 seconds, but when I put them on myself, it takes me forever. That's the reason why I didn't do it on camera. And I started applying color to my lower lash line, and I was like, wait a second, I can't do that yet. I need to do that with you guys. So what I'm gonna do is take that aqua shade, and I'm gonna put that tighter along my lower lash. You can see, actually I already did it there. And then I'm gonna use more of that pastel mint kind of shade and run it along the bottom. And I'm doing this before I kick off the translucent powder because the deeper green shade, I think I'm going to use a little bit of that too, does have some fallout, so I don't want that on my makeup. Before I sweep out that excess, I'm going to use some of this from Jouer. It's their Ice Powder Highlighter. I like it for underneath my brow bone, and I'll probably pop a little bit in my inner corner as well. I'm also going to add some liner to my waterline. This is from Stila. It is the Kajal liner. It has the little smudger on the other end. I quite like this formula, and I find it just lasts on my eyes for a long time. Then I'm just going to go in and add some of that Hourglass Extreme Caution mascara to my bottom lash line. And I'm going to apply probably 2 coats of this just because the lashes on top are very extra. And then I have another kind of powder to play with here. This is from Mercier, and it's the Translucent Loose Setting Powder in Glow. From what I've read, this looks best if you just put it on more of like the high points of your face, almost like a very light highlighter. I'm going to try it, but I am still going to use a regular highlighter because I have one to play with. This is just a sample size. I saw it at Sephora. It was like one of those things that you could get when you check out when I bought this palette, the Huda Beauty palette, and I decided to go for it. Okay, so let's see what it looks like just by itself. As you can see, it's got a little bit of shimmer. I'm just going to add that to the higher points of my face. I am doing this with a denser brush just to get some pigment out of it. It is pretty. I don't think I'm going to end up purchasing this in the full size just because I know I won't get a lot of use out of it. I can see it just gives a slight glow to the skin. I think it's still really pretty. I just don't think that I necessarily need it in my collection. And just using a fluffy brush, I'm going to go ahead and kick off all that excess powder I used. I'm going to have to play with this powder more just to see if it's really worth that price point. But so far it has set my under eyes beautifully. I'll know more once I set it all in. It won't look quite as powdery, but so far it looks really pretty. Even with that waiting time that I wait to set my makeup, my concealer underneath, it still didn't crease, which I think is great. It looks really pretty. So next up I'm going to use from Ofra. This is the Pillow Talk highlighter. I've never tried this formula before. I think it's called Rodeo Drive is the really popular one, and I went and saw it in store and it just was way too like tan or gold for me, so I picked it up in this color, and this is like a light pink, almost iridescent. That's really pretty. I like the color. And then I have 2 lip colors I could go in with. One of them just kind of keeps getting kicked out, and I think it's going to get kicked out again. This is the Smashbox Always On Liquid Lipstick in, spoiler alert, I know I'm going to love this shade. I love this formula. We already know that. So I think instead I'm going to use this from Tarte. This is the Tarteist Quick Dry Matte Lip Paint in Obsessed. I figured I was using Huda Beauty's Obsessions palette, so maybe I should use the Obsessed color. It's really pretty. I guess we'll see once I get it on the lips. You guys can see it's like a deep pink, almost plum. Lucy's on the floor just stretching out. I can hear her like paws clawing at the carpet. Pretty color. I'm having to use a couple coats of it to get the pigment that I want. very tacky. I can feel it drying down. And this look is almost complete. One more thing, I have a setting spray that I'm trying out. This is from Too Faced, and this is the Peach Mist Mattifying Setting Spray. I received this, I believe it was in like a little kit that you could purchase. I know for a fact it came with the Too Faced Translucent Setting Powder that I love and I'm obsessed with, and I think it also came with a Better Than Sex mascara and maybe a primer. I haven't used this or the primer yet. I don't know why, I just kind of had it sitting in a bin and I hadn't touched it yet, so I'm going to try this. It says it's mattifying. Of course, like I've said before, I have dry skin, so that worries me just a little bit. I thought it would be a good day to play with it though, because this makeup is just staying here at home, sitting on the couch, working on some things. Like I said, I'm not going anywhere, so if for some reason it messes up my makeup or anything like that, it won't be too bad of an issue. I'm going to shake it up because it says on there, shake me baby. I like the smell of it. It smells exactly like the other, the loose setting powder. So I'm going to give that a few seconds to dry down, and while that's drying down, I'm going to go ahead and give you a little rundown of what I think of everything from this video. Okay, first up, and definitely my favorite, was the Huda Beauty Emerald Obsessions palette. I love this. I'm so happy I picked this up. I was extremely impressed with the colors in here so far. I only used, I'd say, about half of them, but this yellow pigment in here, I just loved. I loved how that just went on so easily, and the color was really strong. Even the other ones I played with were a lot of fun. I think I'm going to be using more of these shades in here next time, just because I didn't really get a chance to play with them. Probably a little bit of a deeper or a darker look. I will definitely be picking up another one of these. Not quite sure which one yet. The purple one's also really pretty. I forgot about that one. The purple one looks gorgeous. So I don't know which one I'm going to be picking up next, but this definitely gets an A+ from me. So if there's any inconsistency, it's because my light died in the middle of that. But onto the skincare items I tried out. I only have a couple minutes. I have this from Winky Luxe that I tried out. This was like the conditioning matcha balm. I did enjoy this. I'm going to have to use it more long term to see if it's more moisturizing on my lips, but it feels fine. My lipstick went over it just fine. I did have those two minis from Milk as well. This one, the Watermelon Brightening Serum, I don't know if it did anything for my skin. Didn't feel all that hydrating. It was just really silky. I'm gonna have to use that again more long term to see what it does for me. And the Blur Stick. Let me get up close to see exactly if it helped with my pores. And I am more familiar with using this foundation that I'm using, so I know how it works with other primers, and it seemed to be just fine. You can't really see my pores. They aren't exaggerated at all, so I like that one so far. And on to the powders. I love this one from Hourglass. This is the Veils Translucent Setting Powder. I'm going to have to use this one again more long term just to see. This was only one time. Again, it's $48, so it's quite a splurge. So I'm going to have to use it again just to see how it sets on my eyes, if it does remain to be crease free. I'm not having any issues. I think my under eyes look perfect, and I did enjoy this powder. I also had this one from Mercier. Like I said, I probably won't purchase this in the full size. I just don't think I really need it in my collection. As for the lashes, I think they look nice. I probably should have cut them down, and I was just being lazy. So I do think they went on a little bit unevenly, or I applied them a little bit unevenly, and that's on me, not on Sephora or House of Lashes, but I do enjoy them. I also like this highlighter quite a bit from Ofra. You get a lot of product in here. It says it is 10 grams of product, and the pan is huge. I also think this would look really pretty on the lid. You could also use it under the brow bone or in the inner corner. Love this formula a lot. I think they have maybe 5 or 6 colors. Maybe I'll pick up another one, but I did enjoy this one. As for the lip paint, I think it looks nice. It does feel very dry. I don't know if I would pick up one in this formula again. I just don't really need it. They're fine. I have a couple more of them, and they perform okay, but I do think that they wear a little funky sometimes, so I'm going to have to see how this particular color does, but the shade is beautiful. It's a nice berry tone for the fall. And then for the Too Faced Peach Mist Setting Spray, when I went and looked in a little bit closer when my light died, I had some blotches on my skin, and you guys saw me shake it up, but I don't know if that was me, if I just didn't shake it up enough, or if it's this formula. My light died again, so we're just going to have to get through this. I don't know if it's me or this formula. I will try this again a couple more times to see how it works for me. It's fine. It smells good. I definitely have other setting sprays in my collection that I love even more. that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry about the lighting. I'm just trying to get this done, and I knew that was gonna happen because I've been filming for a while now. But I appreciate you. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon.